then, folks, welcome back to an episode of Glory Hunter with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Good to see you. I hope I find you very, very well. Now, I did say yesterday that we may well play against Vallecano, but what I thought I'd do instead is, having brought some new transfers in, a few more boys have joined us, I'd play through a few more games so we could see where we're standing. I didn't want to be standing in 11th, I'll be honest. 7 games gone, a game in hand, and actually knowing that a win will put us right up there in towards those Europa League spaces. But yeah, it's been a tough start. We've not really found a rhythm yet, and of course we lost that first game against Barcelona, following up with a 1-1 draw against Atletico, and that gave me a little bit of confidence. I thought, okay, right, we are up there with some of the big boys. 2-0 win over Vallecano, only continued that, and then a 3-0 defeat away to Cadiz, and I was lost for words. I don't know. A sucker punched is the phrase I would use. Absolutely demolished by them. Utrecht was a 2-1 victory in the Europa League, as well as a 2-2 recently against Dynamo Kiev, which we have to come back in that one a little bit. 2 more wins though. Mallorca and Levante. That put us in a pretty strong position. But again, that 3-0 defeat to Betis, again, absolutely destroyed, and not happy with that one at all. They made no changes but played fantastically. I was changing all sorts, panicking left, right and centre. 2 big 3-0 defeats, and hopefully today against Sevilla we're going to see how we get on. But first things first then, let's run you through some transfers. There's been some more outs and there's been some ins. They were both out gestures though, so who knows what's going on for us. So Lee Kang in is indeed then Lee Kang out, 30 years of age. He's pretty solid, he can do lots of things, but I just wanted to freshen up the squad a little bit, and to get the money in for him was pretty decent. £21 million. I feel bad because, again, a player that's been here since the very start of the game but never had more than a 7-point-something average rating, and that is something that I look at. Last year, had a good performance, but that strikes me as a man that's quite inconsistent, and that worries me a touch as we go further forward. You can see, though, he wasn't the only exit we had, though. 2 starters gone as well, £2.5 million. We'll take it. Lucas Hernandez is gone. To get him off the wage bill was pretty handy, so he's left us as well. If this is the first time you're seeing me in a headband, I've just realised that will be confusing. Been wearing it for about 3 days now, loving it. It's a strong look. I know, it's the green of Valencia. That doesn't make sense. Aguilera has gone as well. I don't find a spot for him right now, so he's on loan at Zenit for the season. Hopefully he finds some form, or they decide to sign him at the end of the year. 24 years of age. He just doesn't really fit in right now. That's the problem. But it brought some players in then. 4 players have been added to it. Haman, Bogdanovic, Pedro and Kiza. I'm happy with these. Oh, actually, there's another out, but he's not gone yet. Boadu is off as well, the Dutch international. Really, really good, but on his way to Everton for a pretty hefty fee. It's going to be in the January, of course, because their transfer window already closed. 35+ million. I have got left now loads of money to spend. 43 million to spend going into the January transfer window, so I'm suspecting I will spend that. But I wanted to figure out where I was with the squad that I've got, as well as bringing in, of course, a couple of players. It actually works out because he can play for me, of course, until he eventually leaves. But yeah, I don't think he's someone that I want to start for me. He's basically not quite as good as Diallo, despite his experience, and he's on a lot of money, so I don't really mind getting that off the wage bill to bring in some youth and to make the squad my own, really. So talking about the players we brought in then, of course, yesterday, Diallo, Schouten and Emdal have been brought in. Emdal, by the way, started really well. Danish, not Norwegian. That was awkward. Sorry to everyone who's from both of those places. He started the season really well. 5 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.77. This man is on fire. So, hopefully we'll see some more of him. Scoring screamers as well. But firstly then, Lucas Haman at centre-back. Look, we need to bring in another centre-back basically to cover Schouten, who got himself sent off recently in the Europa game and just decided to elbow someone in the face. So, didn't have to shout, but certainly got aggressive. Yeah, sorry about that, boss. I get carried away. You gave him a black eye, Schouten. You did more than get carried away. I'm just overexcited. Would never have guessed. But yeah, he's brought in then sort of a 3rd, 4th choice. Will definitely be a starter for me in the upcoming years, I would imagine. But Lucas Mann, welcome. Austrian, like him. Not just because he's Austrian. I just think he looks pretty good. Bogdanovic is the next one from Red Star. £3 million on him, basically to play second fiddle to Zeno, who so far has not really played very well for me. So Bogdanovic has had more game time than I would have imagined. Very, very pacey, good crossing, good first touch, decent passing, great work rates. You can see why I like him. The perfect backup. Pedro is the next one, and this is an interesting transfer. Trequartista, not particularly quick and not really going to fit into my squad ordinarily, but I did feel as if it was a player that we had to sign at the time that we did. 8.75 million. He's been a little bit all over the shop. We've signed him up though. Potentially could be fantastic. So I had to bring him in. Some really beautiful attributes as well. 18 years of age, got loads of time to develop. Maybe if he ups his pace a little bit, he could turn into a really great striker. To me, probably suits better as an attacking midfielder. Maybe a Trequartista playing a little bit further back, or even an advanced playmaker with that sort of vision and passing. You'd want to get the best out of him. So I'm not really sure what to do with Pedro, but we'll definitely find a spot for him. I like him. I also like the idea that if he was English, he'd just be Peter. But Pedro, it sounds cooler, doesn't it? Shout out to all the Peters watching, wishing, dreaming. And finally, John Akiza. We've brought him in for 25.5 million from Real Sociedad, of course, in a game called Real San Sebastian, because they have the rights in Spain. You can see there then, so again, 21 years of age, to play as a central midfielder or to play slightly further forward as an advanced playmaker. Basically, we needed to have a little bit more cover in that position. Beaz is very, very good, of course, but we need to have someone who can play in rotation, of course, Europa games, Cup games, things like that. So, yeah, welcome him as well. And overall, pretty happy with the business I've done. Of course, spending 25 million on that final guy, whose name is tricky to say quickly, Okiza. I'll get there, viewers. It's not difficult. It's just fresh in the mind. I sit here and I play for hours, but I don't say the names out loud until you turn up, and then I realise, oh god, I've not said his name out loud yet. But yeah, really solid player. Definitely a good backup for this season, as well as probably featuring more for me next year. But I'm really happy. And squad-wise, one of the biggest concerns for me so far is being Jan Oblak, who I really thought would be great for me, playing for me this year. I thought like one more final year out of him, but these are an issue. Acceleration, agility, and pace. He gets beaten quite comfortably, quite a lot, and I don't think I can start him much more. This is sort of the game where I'm sort of taking a bit of a stand, and we're going to see so much more of Cesar Rios. We didn't even talk about him last time. Like 15 handling, 16 reflexes, and his physicals are pretty good as well. Vision's decent, so again, if he gets the ball quickly from a corner or something, he can spot maybe a quick pass out. Communication of area and communication is very good, as is his aerial reach. I think he's just the better choice going forward right now. He's played a few games for me here and there. Already got one clean sheet in the league. Has played a cup game for me as well, Europa League game as well, and done okay. I think we're about to see more of him. At least give him a try, because Oblak, it's a bit of a problem. The other problem we've got, viewers, is that we've got a square pitch. So, flipping heck. So what we've had to do is create a slightly more defensive, especially in wide areas, system from the system that we use ordinarily. So the Arsenal title winning tactic I've adapted a little bit to sort of make Shelton slightly happier. And it's got quite attacking wingers, and away from home, that's the system I'm going to deploy. When we play it at our gaff, though, things have become a little bit more defensively set. We're not looking to attack quite as much. The Mazzala role's been taken away for a playmaker role. Basically, it allows Boadu and Zeno to play a little bit further back and offer a bit more protection to the fullbacks that we've got. And again, you can sort of see the changes that happens. They become complete wing-backs. They become attacking forwards. Of course, usually we've got Mdell playing on the left-hand side. And after bigging him up earlier on, he's not going to play today. He's a little bit struggling for fitness. And do you know what? I say all this. We're going to get him on the bench for this game. As we're coming up against a good Sevilla side, of course. They're one of the rivals in this division for us. Of course, the top three are far and away the best sides, you would think. Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, and they're the three teams that have won the league in recent years as well, during the Glory Hunter Challenge years. So, yeah, we're not too far away from those sort of top 5 or 6 places, and that's certainly the goal this year, getting into 5th, getting into 6th, as well as hitting a Europa League challenge while qualifying for it again. That's definitely the goal in this first season, and then when I can make the squad my own a little bit more, spend a little bit more money here and there, we will, of course, continue to build this Valencia team to hopefully one day challenge for La Liga and, of course, the cup competitions as well. We need to get a little bit lucky in the early stages. We're not a powerhouse of this division. We know that. You look at the season preview, you can see 5th place. That's where I'd love to be. And right now, it's been a tricky start. Lots of personnel changes. Of course, I don't speak Spanish, which is a bit of an issue for some of the boys. And Gary Neville. Yeah, it's not, well, yeah. But let's get into it then. We've had a little chat through about how things are going. And for this one then, Rios will be our goalkeeper. Vargas, who was actually out on loan when I arrived here. I called him back almost immediately. Hoffenheim, not happy about it, but I wanted to see him more. He's going to start for us today as well. You can see physically very good, mentally very good. Some of these arrows make it look worse than it is for us. But yeah, decent fullback for us. He's going to get the start today. As again, defensively, I'm just trying to change things around a little bit. It's not been particularly solid recently. Velez and Shelton will be at the back with Sanchez at left back. Continue to enjoy him. I just realised we were playing the wrong tactic, so slight alteration here. Gutierrez and Aquino will be in the centre of midfield. Zeno one side, Boadu on the left, and Omar is going to play in behind a Diallo that yet so far not really setting the division alight, viewers. It's a bit of a concern. Hopefully we see a little bit more of him today. Worth noting, if it doesn't go well, Boadu is going to play up front, and we'll bring on Mdal to play on the left if we need to in the second half especially. So let's get into it then. Sevilla, toughy but a goodie. Doesn't mean anything, does it? Toughy but a goodie. What does he mean? Also, the numbers, by the way. Don't talk to me about the numbers. They're all the second choice goalkeeper's got 7 viewers. It was all decided before I got here. So, so basically, there's numbers left. And the fact I've just had to make there my right back at number 3, I'm sickened by it. My goalkeeper with number 7, again, sickened by it. It will not happen again. Next year, we'll not have this issue. I noticed straight away that we play a Sevilla side that's got Kessie in the side. Of course, a player that we had last year at Leipzig. How are they? I'm curious as well, viewers. They missed me. They missed me. They've lost 3 times already this season. That's not great. And Oh, of course, viewers. A player who's left me and turned into one of the best players in the league. Masayuki, well done, mate. Yeah, Leipzig and Dortmund not starting very well, and Bayern are angry. Because we've got a square pitch, viewers, it visually doesn't look very good in 2D, so little treat mid-series. Don't usually like to do this, I like to keep it the same throughout. But yeah, for this time at Valencia, until we remove the square pitch, we're going in 3D, viewers. Oh yeah, buckle up. So there they are, look, stood, loving it. Number 7 on my goalkeeper. It's annoying me the more I see it now. All right then, let's see how we can get on though. Valencia, Sevilla, a big tie in Spain, and hopefully we can do the business. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like, viewers. I mean, you can't quite see it currently because we've not got a highlight, but look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. Anyway, back to there's so much space for activities, viewers, but I don't want activity. All right, first highlight of the half as we swing a corner in and we hit the bar immediately. I think Zeno was the man to head it towards it. No, it was Diallo, in fact, it said at the bottom there. But yeah, good early signs. I mean, 25 minutes gone. They've now got their own opportunity to do something. Ball in towards that back post as, right, I've got to question the goalkeeper there. We'll see it again. I don't know where he's looking as that header is taken. I'm just keeping my eyes on him there. As the ball goes in, he's looking away quite early. He's sort of saying, just park it in here, mate. And they have done. 1-0 down. Oh, it's not a good start, is it, viewers? Omar's got a free kick. He plays one in as well. Zeno's there. And, wow, he finds the back of the net. It's a set-piece bonanza, viewers. Zeno with the goal. And, I mean, we're back on level terms, but I didn't think this was the way it would happen. It's not full, the stadium, by the way. I don't know what the problem is with Valencia. I don't know if they've just been disenchanted recently in the more recent years, or if Gary Neville's return has made people turn away. Either or, I want to get this full, week in, week out, as we need to create a bit of an atmosphere, boys. Valencia are known for being quite atmospheric, so I don't know why. What's the problem? At half-time, though, 2 goals, 2 set pieces, and we need to see a little bit more, though, don't we? I'm actually going to get aggressive and say I'm not happy. I want to see a little bit of football. The problem is, the square pitch, viewers, it's a nightmare. It basically means there's quite a lot of space in behind, but only because players are spread out so widely that, it's just there's so many issues with it. I can't even believe it's allowed, viewers. And if it becomes our special tactic, then believe me, we'll keep it. But the fact of having to create 2 tactics based on the size of the pitch is obviously not ideal. As away games, I feel like, suit our style more. But if we can try and figure out a system and playing it at home, then maybe we'll be okay. I don't know. And of course, we've not changed the system too much based on the home and away fixtures. So hopefully they won't have to learn too many different things from what they already know. As Boadu there, is that hit the bar again, or was it just a good save? I think it was. No, it's hit the bar again. Are you kidding? That's 2 now, and still 1-1. And, right, well, here we go. They're starting quite deep, and it does allow us to press a little bit higher. Of course, you could play a slightly higher defensive line, knowing there's not that much room in behind, but there are gaps through your full-backs and your centre-backs especially, so you've got to be careful, especially if your ball's over the top. If they play it into the channels, you can be all at sea here. But so far, it's not looking too bad, as they've actually got a defensive midfielder in there, which is causing us a bit of an issue, I'm noticing, because they can just play around us in triangles, whereas ours sort of happen more offensively, as they continue to keep the ball, and they're doing it in a very patient manner, viewers, and I kind of respect the calmness that they're showing in usually videos of mine that are not particularly calm at all. They go across, though. They could have played a through ball there. They finally do. They wait for their moment, and Rios actually makes a good save. It's at what point do I bring Dell on, who has been a star for me so far? Diallo's had a quiet game as well as Omar now to break away. And this is actually where we're pretty good. We're pretty quick on the counter-attack, and Diallo's certainly a part of that, although he's taking his sweet time, viewers, and eventually it comes to nothing. Diallo's having a quiet game. Boadu's not playing particularly well on the left either. It's the first time I'm trying him there, to be honest, as we're going to mix things up a little bit. Dell's going to come in on that left side and hopefully have an impact. He scored so many absolute screamers. Of course, we saw the one he scored against Barcelona. He scored one the game after that, which is very, very similar and arguably even better. But it's whether we can find something here. I've played balance the whole time. I don't want to go too hard against Sevilla and get beat. And again, similarly to the Atletico game, I'll sort of take the point here, which I understand. That's just what you want, viewers. That's perfect. That's great news. I'm really happy with that. Pedro's going to come on. I think Boadu's going to go from playing from one side to the other, and Pedro's going to come on in as the trequartista. We might see slightly more of Omar. They've played together these two once before, and it went quite well. Whether it'll go well again, there's not too much time to make a difference, and I think the time is eventually going to run out, viewers. 1-1, no. At home to that's progress for me. At home to Sevilla, we'll take it. All we've done there is concede a set piece. I understand as far as video content goes, not particularly exciting. And of course, this is one of those seasons where, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of have to just sort of get through it. I think our focus primarily will, from this point onwards, probably be more on the Europa League and how we progress in that competition. We've played a couple of games so far in a group that I'm expecting to do pretty well in. Zeno's out for a couple of weeks, which obviously isn't ideal. And speaking of that then, our next fixtures, we're going to try and get them around that final group game against Dynamo Kiev. I expect to get through the group. It was said when we got it, it was quite an easy group. Rosenborg, Utrecht and Kiev are in that. I expect us to go through. So look forward to that tomorrow. Hopefully, by the time we do that, of course, we'll have played a whole lot more games and it'll be a better picture of where we are when it comes down to the league season. I can see that game against Madrid just before the Kiev game, so that could be tight. But again, I think Sociedad and them, that's a good couple of fixtures. And again, progression through this first season so we can start to figure out what we need, what we're looking for, and then we'll be not too far away from the January period where we'll probably bring in a few more names. If you're excited for that though, and please that you've joined Valencia, do drop a like on it. I think there's a real interesting project here, and hopefully you'll get behind it as we get to know some of these boys. We'll have with care for it. But until next time, I'll see you very soon. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to see a sort of podcasty episode, comment down below the word podcast and we'll see how many there are. And if there's over 10, then we'll definitely do it. I may well leave a comment saying podcast purely because I want to see it. It basically means there'll be a double upload some days, viewers. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.